Hey, what's going on, guys? Norsky here, and in this video we're going to compare the top 5 most used or most popular guns when Battlefield 1 first came out back in October of 2016 to the top 5 most popular guns of today in Battlefield 1. The way I'm doing this video is I'm taking the most popular guns from each of the respective classes or categories, so basically the most popular sniper, LMG, SMG, shotgun, and self-loading rifle or medic gun. The reason I'm making this video is because I was kind of curious to see how much the popularity of certain weapons have changed over time and through all the patches and updates. I know this is kind of a long video, but I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get this video started. Starting off with the first class, we have the medic class, or the self-loading rifles. Now, at the beginning when Battlefield 1 first came out, so many people played the medic class. In fact, I think it was the second most used class when Battlefield 1 first came out, only behind the assault class. The most popular gun in the medic class when Battlefield 1 first came out was the M1907 SL Sweeper. When this game first came out, this gun was amazing, and as you can see in the chart, the Che Rigatti was the most popular for about the first week because it was the starter gun for the medic class, but after people started ranking up, everyone knew that the M1907 SL Sweeper was a winner. It's been pretty much the top medic gun for most of this game's life cycle. The second most popular looks to be the Mondragon Storm, the third looks like it's the Self-Slaughter M1916 Marksman, fourth spot looks to be the Autoloading 8.25 Extended, and the fifth most popular gun is the Self-Slaughter M1916 Optical. By the way, all of these charts and stuff I'm using in this video come from BattlefieldTracker.com, which is an amazing site for stats, numbers, and insight. I put a link to the website in the description if you guys want to check it out. Also, the way I'm getting my order of the top 5 most popular guns from back then is I'm looking at the top 5 guns from around 1 month after the launch of Battlefield 1, so around November 20th of 2016. Now let's take a look at today's most popular medic guns. Shockingly, it's not the M1907 SL Sweeper anymore. In fact, it's only third at the moment, just barely actually, which is pretty crazy. Right now, the Self-Slaughter M1916 Marksman is the most popular medic gun, with the Fedorov Automat Trench coming in at a very close second. Then we have the M1907 SL Sweeper in third, the Autoloading 8.25 Extended is coming in at fourth, and rounding out the top 5 is the Mondragon Storm. So the most popular gun at the beginning was the M1907 SL Sweeper, and now it's the Self-Slaughter M1916. Second back then was the Mondragon Storm, and now it's the Fedorov Trench. Third back then was the Self-Slaughter M1916 Marksman, and now it's the M1907 SL Sweeper. So those two just basically swap spots. Fourth back then, and right now, is the Autoloading 8 Extended, and fifth back then was the Self-Slaughter M1916 Optical, but now it's the Mondragon Storm. So over that span of time, we've had quite a bit of shifting when it comes to the most used medic guns in Battlefield 1. I'm honestly surprised that the M1916 Marksman is currently the most popular. I was expecting the M1907 SL Sweeper or the Fedorov to be the most popular. The top 5 as a whole is pretty similar today as it was when the game first came out. In fact, 4 out of the 5 guns at the beginning of the game are still in the top 5 as of today. The only newcomer is the Fedorov, which I'm sure it would have easily been in the top 5 had it been available at the start of the game. Now onto the LMGs, or the support class weapons. The number 1 gun is obviously the Bar M1918 Storm. This gun has been the most dominant and popular LMG in Battlefield 1 for as long as I can remember. Back then, this gun just melted people like crazy with its high rate of fire. The second most popular gun back then, which is a really distant second, is the MG15 Storm. Third back then is the MG15 Suppressive. Fourth is the M1909 Benet Merci Storm, and rounding out the top 5 is the Lewis gun Low Weight. If the Lewis gun wasn't a starting weapon for the support class, I'm pretty sure that it would have never been in the top 5. The other 4 guns are pretty good, so I can understand why they're in the top 5. Moving on to the top 5 support guns of today, and well, unsurprisingly we have the Bar M1918 at the top by a mile still, so that hasn't changed one bit. The Parabellum Suppressive is in second, which is much deserved because that gun is amazing. In third we have the MG15 Suppressive. Fourth is the M1909 Benet Merci Telescopic, and in fifth we have the MG15 Low Weight. So overall there are more changes in popularity for the LMGs than there were for the medic guns. The MG15 has always been one of the most popular LMGs considering each of its variants have been in the top 5 at one time or another. Also, just like the Fedorov, if the Parabellum Suppressive was put in the game at the start, it would have been a top 5 weapon at the start too. So the most popular LMG at the beginning of the game was the Bar M1918 Storm, and this gun is still the most popular LMG by a mile. Second back then was the MG15 Storm, and now it's the Parabellum Suppressive. Third back then was the MG15 Suppressive, and as of now it still owns the third spot for the most popular LMG. Fourth back then was the M1909 Benet Merci Storm, and now it's the M1909 Benet Merci Telescopic, so it's still the same gun, just a different variant. Fifth back then was the Lewis gun low weight, and now it's still a low weight variant, only it's the MG15 low weight. Alright, let's move on to the SMGs in Battlefield 1. The top 5 most popular SMGs might surprise you. No, I'm just joking. It's probably the most predictable top 5 guns so far. The most popular SMG back then, and the most overpowered gun in Battlefield 1, is the Hellriegel 1915 Factory. If you are surprised by that, then I'm assuming you've never played a game of Battlefield 1 ever. The second most popular would surprise people today, and it was the MP18 Trench. I personally think the MP18 is a very underrated gun at this point since it's overshadowed by the Hellriegel and Automatico. The third most popular SMG back then was the Automatico M1918 Trench. The fourth most popular back then was the Automatico M1918 Storm. And the fifth most popular back then was the MP18 Optical. When the game first came out, there were only 7 SMGs in Battlefield 1, and now there's a total of 13, so now it's a little tougher to be a top 5 SMG compared to the start of the game. Currently, the most popular SMG in Battlefield 1 is the OP Hellriegel Factory, and when it became the most popular SMG, it never has given up that position. The second most popular SMG is the Automatico M1918 Storm. Third is the Automatico M1918 Trench. Those two Automatico variants have been in the top 3 for most of the game's life cycle. The MP18 Trench takes the 4th spot for the most used SMG, and the Ribby Rolls rounds out the top 5. Like I said, this is probably one of the most predictable categories of guns, so there really wasn't any surprises. The most popular SMG then and now is the Hellriegel Factory. Second back then was the MP18 Trench, and now that position belongs to the Automatico Storm. Second back then was the MP18 Trench, and now that position belongs to the Automatico Storm. Third back then, and is still currently third, is the Automatico Trench. Fourth back then was the Automatico Storm, and now it's the MP18 Trench. So basically these two guns just swap positions with each other. And the fifth most popular gun back then was the MP18 Optical, and now it's the Ribby Rolls Factory, which is the only new gun to enter the top 5 for most popular SMGs. Let's move on to the shotguns in Battlefield 1. It seems like there's a reoccurring theme, and that is most types of guns have one that is way more popular than the rest, and that is no different when it comes to the shotguns. The most popular shotgun at the beginning of the game was the Model 10A Hunter, and when you look at the chart, it's almost embarrassing how unpopular the rest of the shotguns are. The second most popular shotgun back then was the Model 10A Factory. Third is the Hellfighter Trench Shotgun. Fourth is the M97 Trench Gun Backboard. And the fifth most popular shotgun back then was the M97 Trench Gun Hunter. It's pretty crazy how high of a usage rate the Model 10A Hunter has. When you look at the chart, it was typically between a 70 and a 75% usage rate. Moving on to the most popular shotguns of today in Battlefield 1. Currently in the number 1 spot for the most popular shotgun, it still belongs to the Model 10A Hunter. It's still used way more than any other shotgun in Battlefield 1. Although the usage rate has dropped a little bit, it's only between a 50 and a 60% usage rate now. The second most popular shotgun is the Model 10A Factory. Third is the Model 10A Slug. It's kind of crazy how the 3 Model 10A variants are the top 3 most popular shotguns in all of Battlefield 1. The fourth most popular is the Model 1900 Factory, and rounding out the top 5 is the M97 Trench Gun Backboard. So the shotguns that fell out of the top 5 are the Hellfighter Trench Shotgun and the M97 Trench Gun Hunter. The Model 10A Slug and the Model 1900 Factory are the new additions to the top 5 most used shotguns. The most popular shotgun at the beginning of Battlefield 1 is the Model 10A Hunter, which still owns the title of most popular shotgun today, just because it's the most overpowered shotgun still. The second most popular shotgun back then was the Model 10A Factory, and the Model 10A Factory is still the second most popular shotgun today. Third back then was the Hellfighter Trench Shotgun, and now the third most popular shotgun today is the Model 10A Slug. Fourth back then was the M97 Trench Gun Backboard, and now the fourth spot belongs to the Model 1900 Factory. Fifth back then belonged to the M97 Trench Gun Hunter, and fifth now belongs to the M97 Trench Gun Backboard. Let's move on to the last category of guns, which are the snipers, or the scout class. The most popular gun in Battlefield 1 back then was the one-shot wonder itself, and that is the Martini Henry Infantry. When Battlefield 1 first came out, this gun was considered the god gun, and much of the community considered this gun to be the best gun in the entire game. Which, I agree it was very good, but I personally never thought it was the best back then. And after it got nerfed, it hasn't been the most popular scout class gun since. The second most popular sniper back then was the SMLE Mark III Marksman. The third most used sniper back then was the Russian 1895 Sniper. The fourth most used sniper back then was the Gewehr 98 Sniper. And the fifth most popular back then was the M1903 Experimental. Just kidding, it was actually the M1903 Sniper. Moving on to the most popular Scout class weapons of today. At number 1, we now have the SMLE Mark III Marksman, which was second back then, but it crept past the Martini Henry after it got nerfed. The second most popular sniper today is the Martini Henry Infantry, so this gun is still one of the most popular in the game. Third is the Russian 1895 Sniper. The Gewehr 98 Sniper comes in as the fourth most popular, and the M1903 Sniper takes the fifth spot. So when you compare the most popular snipers from back then to now, there really hasn't been any changes other than the top two guns swapping positions. It's almost unbelievable that we haven't had a new sniper crack the top 5 for popularity, but I still find it pretty interesting how little the popularity changes for a majority of guns over time. The most popular sniper back then was the Martini Henry Infantry, and now the most popular sniper is the SMLE Mark III Marksman. Second most popular sniper back then was the SMLE Mark III Marksman, and now it's the Martini Henry Infantry. Third back then belonged to the Russian 1895 Sniper, and the third spot still belongs to the Russian 1895 Sniper. The fourth most popular sniper hasn't changed, and that position belongs to the Gewehr 98 Sniper, and the fifth most popular sniper has also stayed the same, which is the M1903 Sniper. Now that we've gone through every major category of weapons, I'm going to take the most popular gun from each class and rank them to see which gun was the most popular back then and which gun is the most popular today. We'll start with the 5 most popular guns back then. Coming in as the 5th most popular gun back then is the Model 10A Hunter. The reason I'm putting this gun only at number 5 is because shotguns are probably the least used type of gun in Battlefield 1. The 4th most popular gun for back then is the M1907 SL Sweeper. The SL Sweeper is only coming in at the 4th spot because it's the least dominant gun of the remaining 4, and I also feel that it was the least popular out of the remaining 4. Coming in at number 3 is the Bar M1918 Storm. This gun was for a short time considered the best gun in Battlefield 1. Granted, that didn't last very long. No matter what, the Bar has always been a super popular gun in Battlefield 1. Coming in at the number 2 spot is the Hellriegel 1915 Factory. The reason I don't believe it was the most popular gun back then is because the community didn't consider it the best gun when the game first came out. And you know, people always tend to play the gun that's considered the best, and most people back when the game first came out considered the Martini Henry to be the best, and that's why I think it was the most popular gun when Battlefield 1 was released. So in my opinion, the Martini Henry Infantry earns the title as the most popular weapon when Battlefield 1 first came out. What do you guys think were the most popular guns from when Battlefield 1 first launched? Let me know in the comments. Let's move on to the top 5 most popular guns of today in Battlefield 1. I'm doing it the same way as before by taking the most popular gun from each class and ranking them. Currently, the 5th most popular gun in Battlefield 1 is the Subslaughter M1916 Marksman. The main reason I'm putting this gun only 5th is because I rarely ever see anybody use this gun, so I was kind of surprised that it was even the most used meta gun in the game to begin with. The 4th spot belongs to the Model 10A Hunter, which is well deserving since it has been the most popular shotgun by a mile for pretty much the entire lifespan of Battlefield 1. The 3rd spot goes to the Bar M1918 Storm. Just like the Model 10A Hunter, the Bar has been the most popular LMG for pretty much the whole lifespan of Battlefield 1. It's not any higher because I feel the next 2 guns are in a class of their own when it comes to popularity. The 2nd spot goes to the SMLE Mark III Marksman. You know how I just said the next 2 guns are in a class of their own? Well, the number 1 gun is in an even higher class usage-wise. The number 1 spot for the most popular gun in Battlefield 1 of today goes to the Hellriegel 1915 Factory. This gun isn't necessarily the most popular gun because there's almost as many people that hate it, but the Hellriegel is by far the most commonly used gun in Battlefield 1, so that's why it earns the number 1 spot. Let me know in the comments what guns you guys think are the most popular in Battlefield 1 right now. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, and I know this video is a little longer than normal, so if you happen to still be here, you are a true blue fan, and I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button for me because then I might do the same type of video, only next time I'll go through the least popular guns in Battlefield 1. Anyways, thanks again guys, and I'll catch you later.